Unbelievable! Incredible! Unbelievable!
Save! And Spark are champions!
It doesn't get any better than that.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from Randall's Island and Game and Frame. I'm your commentator, George Angelidis. They have a reliable Nicholas Marshall behind the camera, where today we will feature a Cosmopolitan First Division matchup, match day 3, Sandzak taking on Polonia. Let's begin with Sandzak, who began the season in splendid form with 2 wins on the trot, last week defeating the New York Ukrainians 2-1 here at Randall's Island as well, and are looking for 3 for 3 here today against last year's regular season champions in Polonia, who in which are looking for their first points of the season after a narrow 3-2 loss last time out against FC Ukini, who are also 2 for 2 on this young embryonic season. Given the quality on this pitch, as we see the two sides enter, this sizes up to be a rather interesting watch in this ever so melodramatic Cosmopolitan First Division. And just a little parenthesis on matters, last year's results between the two sides were very narrow and very tight. Sandzak victorious on the first instance in their first matchup of the year with a 1-0 scoreline, and their second they drew out a 1-1 draw. Of course, as per usual, Sandzak will be sporting their blue and white kit, blue shorts, white socks, and Polonia, last year's regular season champions, red tops, black shorts, and white socks. As we've seen, which is accustomed to in the Cosmopolitan First Division matchup, the walkout and the last team huddle, and a bit of instruction between Polonia, who are huddled up, and Sandzak, who are ready and in their position to begin the match. Danilo and Nivkovic, of course, in between the goalposts, Sabovic and Murat in the center of defense, Krstenovic right full back, Tiseveri left full back, Sabovic, Kolenovic, Matthew Heze, and Dikanovic, and also Tiseveri to Krstenovic, to round out the 11 for Sandzak. We'll get to Polonia in just due course, as Bielik, of course, the captain, marshalling the defense with Pepper beside him, it looks like. Let's just have a quick glance at that as proceedings begin, and they do such here at Randall's Island, field number 75. Sandzak looking for 3 for 3, and Polonia, on the other hand, looking for their first points of the season. Goldman. Polonia, who I will remind you were victorious in last season's edition of the APSL. Alex Leonard got a touch. Goldman serves it first time to the second post, where Lorient is lurking on the top. A shot comes in from distance. Had a good bit of connection to it, but Danilo Nivkovic comfortable to collect. Good beginning from Polonia, who their reserve team just featured, of course, the reserves feature before the first team, their reserve side defeating Sandzak's reserve side with a score of 1-0. And if I'm not mistaken, their reserve side have won 3 games on the trot. So good beginning for their reserve sides. Their firsts are looking to replicate. Kamara. Back to Resnik, who's started at center back with Bielin next to him. Madej cleverly waited. Sabovic coming across. And we'll just hack it off Madej for a throw-in. Tiseveri from left full back. Dikanovic, Kugler, Alex Leonard, who's leading the line. Madej cleverly left by Kugler, but there was no supplementary run behind, and the ball will dribble to Nivkovic's feet. the shot stopper, to his captain. Sabovic will lift. Djukanovic flicks on towards Mirza Sabovic. The second ball falls to Hrstanovic. Round. An important touch in there from the captain Bielin, allowing Kamara to spread play. He's continuing his movement. Murat has to lengthen his stride. It's a little bit loose. Nivkovic, with good starting position, will clear. Djukanovic cleverly leaving the ball as he came back from an offside position. Ball on the left-hand side for Polonia. Infield to Kugler. Just an interesting position taken up by Lorient in today's fixture. We'll get to that in a moment. Lorient, who's featured in all sorts of positions in the middle of midfield, 10, 8, and 6, lining up as almost a inverting fullback in possession for Polonia. It's still very early in the match, so just to keep an eye out on the positioning of a certainly very flexible playmaker in Lorient. He's at left back now, pressing the first ball. The first ball bypasses and Bielin gets a foot on it. Alex Leonard on the turn. Bypasses Sabovic, connects with aforementioned Lorient, who has some space to work into. Kamara will just about keep it in place, stood up by Hrstanovic. Lorient. A 1 and a 2. A service. Sabovic before Leonard could pouch. A nutmeg from the referee, allowing the ball to find Matthew has it, but possession is lost. Glowala from right full back. Madej. Infield. Mohamed Bou pokes it between the legs of Goldman. Mohamed Bou's finish last week, the all-important one as Sandzak's second goal, and a splendidly taken finish against the New York Ukrainians. There's some space to just transition now for Polonia. Bou will leave it. Hrstanovic. Back to Bou. Filters the ball to Captain Sabovic, who can maraud into some space and wins aside a free kick. Kalanovic to take. Will float it to the second post. Djukanovic rises, so too Kugler. Kamara on the second ball. Bit of pinball. Someone needs just to control that. Exactly is what Goldman did, and Bielin now frees up some space for the fullback in Lorient. Alex Leonard on the turn. Kugler lifts his head, plays an early ball to the inverting Glowala from right full back, trying to find Kamara's movement. Flag was down, but the pass just a bit overhit, and Nivkovic can collect. Sabovic. Kalanovic. Matthew Hazay on the turn. Will lift to Mirza Sabovic. The second ball falls to Djukanovic. Clever poke to Sabovic, who had a bit of contact but retains the ball to his fullback. Sabovic, Hrstanovic. Bielin's touch out of play for a throw-in. Really not a press on from Polonia in these situations. Getting back in correct shape and winning the possession neatly. And playing an early ball towards Leonard. Thrown in. Further back to Sabovic. Line splitting to Kalanovic. Furthermore back to Murat. Sabovic will lift towards Tikanovic. Body to body with Resnik. Tikanovic byline, cuts it low but well read by Bilin, who has to stand up. Mirza Sabovic now. Sabovic will try to curl one in, and with 2 attempts Bilin can clear out into touch. Kugler and Sabovic in a 50-50. First change for Sandzak. Alexis Santa entering, replacing the left fullback. That means Rustanovic will slot into left fullback, and Santa just above Bu and beside Kalanovic. Goldman. Heze was hearing a whistle and throwing for Sandzak. Stanovic flings it. Sabovic. Dispossessed. Kugler early. Kalanovic. Santa's first touch. Little pirouette, assessing some space. And wins aside a free kick. It's a similar range where Sabovic struck such beauty in their first matchup against Block FC. Will he try another one? Serving, deflecting, wobbling, and again very dangerous, as Neves had to sprawl down to shovel it out. Those long efforts from distance, the ball is certainly moving, and Neves doing the right thing and going down low to his right and deflecting. Corner kick taking is Kalanovic's service. So the first post doesn't beat the first man. Heze in possession on the turn, bypassing one. Bielen coming across to clear lines. Sabovic just going over. Quick word from the referee to Neves. Something, not exactly sure what. There's a stoppage. As the whistle will get us back underway. It's a long delivery. Dekanovic flicking. Dekanovic again with a good work rate. And the whistle for a free kick. In appetizing position for some service or possibly an attempt to round or over the wall. Neves has constructed a three-man wall. Sabovic over the dead ball. Haris Sabovic tried to find Kalenovic. Counter-attack as Kamara has gone down behind the play, but Polonia still in possession. Clever footwork from Lorient. Wants to switch the side to Madej, who made a clever run on the shoulder. Kugler on the turn. Madej. Kugler, first time. Backwards to Resnick and an exchange between the center backs. See some instruction being given to possibly Sandzak's next substitute, Arman Chelebi, who's about to enter, I believe. As Kugler will continue. Kugler dispossessed. Bu. Santa. Peruvian looks up his options and finds Dekanovic, who dropped into a pocket to receive, driving. Matthew Heze doubling down on Heze, who crosses one to the second post after a touch towards the byline, overhit, and Lorient can stretch to retain. Kugler. Madej. Indeed, it is going to be Chelebi to enter for Sandzak. So Wala lifts neatly. Sabovic first time with the left. Offside if the referee can. Now the substitution for Sandzak at centre forward. Martin Dekanovic replaced for the number 9 position. Chelebi enters. Dekanovic gets a nice hand slap with his coaching staff. His work rate very good. Also featured some minutes in the second team game. Very difficult task to play 2 games in one day and a couple hours for that instance, but Dekanovic movement certainly still fresh and effective. Now Sandzak have a fresh centre forward in play for them. Sabovic. Santa. Sabovic. Back to Santa. And all the way back to Nivkovic, of course. Tune in for more game and frame action. Later today, New York International will take on Doxa at 4 p.m., a APSL Metropolitan matchup. Hoboken will take on Zoom Schneider also at 4 p.m., another APSL Metropolitan conference. In this division we feature here, let you see this action first as Ustanovic is stood up by Komara on the far hand side. Chalebi's first touch. Dispossessed by Bielin. Liberia will take on FC Ulkini at 8 p.m. in a Cosmopolitan First Division matchup. And finally, the Pan Cyprian Freedoms will take on Central Park Rangers at Belson Stadium, a final APSL Metropolitan Conference matchup of the day, as a free kick is given to Polonia. Sprinting forward was Gloala, as there was some space in behind, possibly for an early delivery, but Lorient will load the box. Certainly we know his quality on the dead ball in previous Polonia streams. Very delicate right foot. Lorient to the heart of the area. The heads went up. Bielin was there on the second post and judged to foul his man. Boo.
One of them has brown hair!
Boo on the turn. Nivkovic. Murat has some space to just check back as the line of confrontation was placed correctly from Goldman and Leonard, who split strikers, but one can just drop into the pocket to receive the ball, as certainly a very flexible pair up top. Goldman at times dropping into play as a 10 in the build out. Here's his movement on the byline, allowing the service towards Leonard over Murat's head. And comfortable from the right full back, Murat. Nivkovic just getting his team up the pitch and putting his foot through it towards Mirza Sabovic, beating to it in the air. Kolenovic cushions. Hrstanovic from right full back, so Hrstanovic at right full back and Hrstanovic at left full back. The change taking off Disaveri, meaning that Santa could play in the middle of midfield. Sabovic. Haris Sabovic, line splitting to Santa. Clever first control, bypassing 1 and 2. Neat ball to Heze. Bielin once again showing his class to read the situation and come across from center back. Boo. Chalebi first time around the corner to Matthew Heze, who has to stretch to keep it in play and unfortunately runs out of pitch. .22 minutes gone. We remain at the 0-0 as Santa will just have a quick swap of shirts, as there was 2 number 5s on the pitch. Nonetheless, he remains on it with now sporting the number 21. Boo. The other number 5 that was. Sabovic beaten to it by Lorient. Komara, very athletic and versatile winger, can use the space very correctly at times, as here he is running into it. Lorient. Goldman first time. Madej trying to find Leonard, who maybe wanted it into space, but the ball was played towards his left shoulder, as Glowala also was overlapping on the right side. Glowala, of course, another versatile player, can play off the left, off the right, as we've seen previous, also in left midfield and left wing. I believe I actually saw him a game play in the number 10 position, if I'm not mistaken, but again, lots of versatility to mix and match from both sides. Murat. Nivkovic. Just again wanting some movement and plays a long ball towards Chalebi. Glowala. Santa bites back and wins possession, trying to find Sabovic. Kalanovic. Sabovic. Boo to Santa. First touch, opening up his body, allowing the fullback to find some space. Stenovic's service with the right foot, in swinging and dangerous. Reloaded into the area. And popping back to Heze, whose volley, a difficult skill, got a decent contact on it, but over the post, nothing too discomforting for Dutton Neves. So far, a couple of half chances for either side. Sandzak tested the Polonia shot stopper with a free kick from distance from Sabovic that awkwardly bounced in front of Dutton Neves, and in the first couple of minutes, a shot from the top of the box that required Nivkovic to collect. Madesh. Goldman waiting for Kugler's movement. There he is. Good bit of defending, but has more work to do. Left. The shin of Kugler. Had to play for a throw-in for Sandzak. Stanovic to Santa. Madej. Goldman reversing. 50-50 there. Kolenovic also there to dangerously backheel it. It eventually found Stanovic, who was dispossessed. Madej now on the turn. Sabovic coming across. In tight quadrants. Does eventually find Santa, who wins his side a free kick, as Pepper had to go, and leaving that space open for Matthew Heze, as a flag is given offside. Certainly the center back wasn't in the position, as Resnick was still up the pitch, but Heze had judged offside. A neat idea though from Santa to understand that one of the two fullbacks was the fullback that made the infringement and tried to play an early ball over the top to Heze, but again was in an offside position. Lorient. Line splitting to Madej. Boo and Madej in a 50-50. Madej wins touch. Goldman on the turn. Lorient advancing from left full back. Low service towards Kamara. Sabovic has to put his foot through it. Chalebi first. The two 14s in a duel there. And Sandzak's 14 will win a throw-in. Goldman. Kugler will just touch it to Glowala. Beelan. Jeski on the turn. Boo. Stanovic. Boo, first time. Kalenovic. Santa. First time from Kalenovic back to Murat. Neskovic, long service. Chalebi, a bit of pinball. Santa. Goldman. Nadej. Clever little body feint to bypass one. Glowala on the overlap. Reverse to Madej. And a quickly risen flag offside. Good movement though from Glowala from right full back. As Nifkovic is asking for a ball. Quick impromptu break in play. Of course, today's Game and Frame broadcast is brought to you by Petrobax, your gateway to Spain and Portugal. From unforgettable vacation to exclusive soccer group trips, Petrobax gets you closer to the action, the culture, and the biggest teams on the Iberian Peninsula. Visit petrobox.com and start planning your dream trip today. As Chalebi first time. First time. Lorient going over to take. Nefkovic with a loud cry of keep and will collect. Santa. Boo. Will lift to Heze, who does very well to keep it in play. Kugler. Leonard. Clever little nutmeg, allowing Polonia to run. Lorient now finding himself on the right-hand side. Clever reverse. So to another one on the top of the box to Goldman, who's turning. Another layoff towards the heart of the area. Dispossessed and cleared out. Only to Kugler, who's on the ball now. A 1 and a 2. And Murat will clear.
Heads up,
As they couldn't control. Of course, as we know how nip and tuck these games can be in this ever so tight and intense Cosmopolitan First Division. Let's see this action first as the flag is up. Leonard offside. As, going back to my point, as we know how tight and competitive these matches are sometimes, and given the array of quality that we see from both sides, any given player can cause the damage, as we'd like to say. Maybe something beyond the ordinary is needed, a moment of brilliance, of quality, something along the lines of the point of difference for one of these two sides to find the all-important first goal in the free kick, and the yellow card was given to Lennart from the referee, possibly for dissent for the previous instance of offside. Santa, Sabovic, back to Harris Sabovic. Murat. Back to the centre back, who just dropping between a line, allowing this pass forward to Chalebi, reverse to Murat, who will lift towards Arman Chalebi. Lovely control. And sub is being prepared for both sides. Two, in fact, for Polonia. Sabovic has to just communicate with his fullback, who's doing the correct thing and just clearing lines there. Double substitution first for Polonia. Lu on and Chike on as well. Lennart will come off. Heze also too will be replaced by Tiseveri. Loose for sprint. And also Madej has come off for Polonia. So Madej and Lennart off, Lu and Chike on. 10 minutes left in this scoreless first half. Bu on the turn. Stanovic. Chike also playing in an advanced position. Thought that Lu was gonna lead the line. So in essence, Chike will probably play the role of Goldman, now dropping between a line. Indeed, so that's what's occurring, and Goldman will lead the line. Maybe just playing with 5 in midfield now, or Polonia. I believe they also were just leaving too high to press the first ball. Thrown in. A couple of shins. Bu does well to retain it. Bu. Stanovic. Kalenovic maybe tried to curl one with the outside of his foot. To the left full back, who plays to Alexis Santa, Peruvian, touches infield to a man that has just come on the left hand side. Mara there in a duel. The ball will bobble to Kalenovic, has some runners ahead of him. Severi going infield. The diagonal is elected for to Santa. And the free kick. Sabovic and Murat will enter the 18. Kalenovic over the dead ball. Polonia leaving 2 advanced. I have one bar 1 in the second post region. Something occurred off the ball, I believe. It's a yellow. It's given. I'm not exactly sure to who. Possibly Sabovic. It's second yellow of the match nonetheless. Given. After a slight delay, Kolenovic with the right foot. Whips it to the first. Chike was there. Half clearance falling to Santa. Around the corner to Kolenovic. Thumps it off Kugler. Sabovic, who's remained up. Comfortable for Neves. Will quickly distribute to Lorient. Kamara, the 2 sevens in a duel. Polonia throwing. Crossfield to Lou, whose first touch was neat, but then had the possession taken away. A free kick. Santa. Chike is down, so to Chelebi. Play will continue though. 5 left. Free kick. I think that was a challenge. Glowala down. Yellow card is in the hand of the referee. It's a yellow card given. Helped up to his feet. Chelebi also has a bit of an issue. Glowala just trying to put some weight on it, apply some weight on it. Very important player certainly for Polonia with his non-stop movement. Something to keep an eye out on that. As the ball is stumped over the top, Nefkovic collects and distributes. Heze has also re-entered in the center forward position, replacing Chelebi, who also had a bit of a problem. Was kneeling down in that previous action before the infringement for yellow card. Some minutes left here in this first half. We remain scoreless. Both teams trying different routes. different options, different combinations to unlock the opposing defense. So far, Neves and Nivkovic haven't been beaten. Good intense game of football between two very good sides. Goldman. Kalinovic can turn. Santa. So too. Kalinovic. Boo. Some knee touches in a congested area. Santa will pick it up from his captain in. Check back to find him again. Santa, of course, very technical player as this ball is lifted over the top. So Walla has to stretch. Lou, Kugler. Chikes press. Murat. Boo. The last minute. See if any stoppages. Couple of substitutions, couple of free kicks. Referee just also glanced at his watch. Maybe not a chunk, but maybe a minute or two left. Throw in for Sandzak. Sabovic thinking of serving. Free kick. Last knockings here in this first half. Just want to be sure and correct in moments like this. Last touch off. Zawala, free kick. Throw in, excuse me, for Sandzak. Santa. Driving. Cutting onto his left foot. Spreading play to Boo. Jinx onto the left, now the right. Stumbled and applied a smack of the football as he fell. As that is halftime here at Randall's Island Field, number 75. A scoreless first half between Sandzak and Polonia. Both teams huffed and puffed and tried different routes to goal. A couple of half chances for either side, but at the break here, scoreless. Halftime score, Sandzak 0, Polonia 0.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobacs, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game and Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Welcome back, guys. Second half kickoff imminent. A substitution for Polonia. Galia has entered. So to Leonard, beginning the second half for Polonia through the middle. Galia's first touch. Stanovic pressed by Kamara. Lorient going over to take. Flings it. Murat coming across, clearing lines. Chike, who has remained in the pitch, wins the possession. Kugler stretches. Blue has some space on the right hand side. Shifting back to his left. First time from Leonard. Alex Leonard teases to the second post. Lorient, and very dangerous there. But the risen flag would have petered out the situation, but delicate service to Lorient, who made his way into the area from left full back, and now stretching in. Fantastic work rate from Lorient to get back in position and win the possession.
Let's go, boys, work hard!
So coming off is the left full back for Sandzak, replaced by Yassir to begin the second half. So some substitutions from both sides at the break. Stanovic off and Yassir on at left full back. Here is right full back of Stanovic. Bilin. Stanovic peels of a foul throw. Kamara, Chike. Off Leonard, Sabovic, Kalenovic, excuse me. Heze tried to flick. The heels of Kugler. Here is Kalenovic. First time to Mirza Sabovic. Sabovic who's stayed up. No foul given. Haris Sabovic opens the goals, opens the scoring, and finds his second on the year. He stayed up from centre back and beating the goalkeeper at his first post. Clean and certain from Sabovic. Haris with a finishing touch. Kamal Hot has run over to applaud his captain. Great endeavor and work rate from Haris Sabovic. He stayed up from centre back and finished beautifully like a centre forward. Sabovic to Sabovic. Bilan. How can Polonia riposte now? Sabovic touching it back to Nivkovic, who shows a cool head. And Yassir wins the throw-in. Some duels there. Here's Sabovic. Resnick smartly across. Bielin will go back to his goalkeeper. Will control with the chest. Bielin has some space to drive into. Floats it into the channel. Lovely way to pass to Kamara. Byline, serving to the second post. Kalenovic has to just hoik it forward. Bielin first. Lorient. Kugler. First time. On the sprint is Markovic, who's also entered in the second half. Alexis Santa towards Markovic, who has to stretch to keep it in play and runs out of pitch. Markovic going back into position now. Heze still leading the line for Sandzak, as we haven't seen Chelebi in the second half. Murat has to lengthen the stride. Back to Nifkovic. They play a 1-2. Murat will put his foot through it. Lorient controls. Chike. Kugler. Need feet to bypass Bu. Kugler. Chike. Rustanovic. Some space to work for Heze on the half turn. Heze driving into space. Has Santa on the left hand side if he can spot him. He does find the Peruvian. Here is Alexis Santa. On the right foot, Chike with an important clearance. Kalenovic on the volley. May as well just get his team up the pitch. Towards the halfway line. Galia. Luke. Kugler. Can switch the play. Bielin is an option. Lou does. Bielin. Inching up into space. Lorient. Right-footed service. Yassir underneath it. Mirkovic. Beaten to it by Kugler. Couple of high feet there. And a free kick. Nifkovic will get his team up the pitch. Santa, who's certainly helped upon entering in this match. Goalkeeper will communicate with center back. Yassir. A little dangerous as Kamara picks it up. Galia. The Frenchman has a lash off the crossbar and bubbling in. Nivkovic, incredible first save of Galia. It flicked awkwardly on the goal and nodded in from inside the 6. Polonia's equalizer. Pouncing on a mistake, and Galia's first effort certainly forced a great save from Nivkovic, but the rebound couldn't be averted. Polonia equalize. Boo. Kalenovic. Game certainly has come to life in this second, as the first half was also very intense, but no goals. Sandzak opened the scoring with their captain riposted by an equalizer now from Polonia. Maybe a second for them, as Komaro was on the back stick. Quickly taken. Sabovic. To Kalenovic, who has some space. Finds Santa. Back to Kalenovic. Peruvian's first touch towards Mirkovic, who has to just retain it. He can reload it. The low option to Sabovic. And Chike can get a comforting touch. Lu will lift. Advantage given as Leonard was in an offside position, but in the control of the goalkeeper. We can play on. Boo. Chike again with an intervention. Couple substitutions for, I believe just one substitution for Sandzak. Stanovic will re-enter. Mirkovic, I believe, has gone off on the far-hand side. That means Mirza Sabovic will go off the left, Hrstanovic off the right. Santa playing in behind Matthew Heze. Kalenovic and Bu in the middle of midfield. And same back four plus Yassir that began the half. Komara's pressing dangerously. Ricochets off him. Needs a clearance, and that clearance came from the captain. Kalenovic, Chike again. Using his body to win the possession. Leonard. Ball for Stanovic. Free kick. Substitution for Polonia in the middle of midfield. Kugler coming off. Some fresh legs beside Chike. Possibly just to give Kugler a bit of a breather. Let's see him re-enter, I assume. Very important player for Polonia. Here is Glowala, who's inverting now. Lu. Similar setup actually to Sandzak's last fixture against the New York Ukrainians last week. They led. They, I believe, conceded as well, and then Bu's scintillating second. Here he is in possession. First time off Resnick. Heze can latch onto it. Matthew Heze stood up by Loala. Heze byline cuts it. Sabovic couldn't wrap his foot around it or control. Kamara. To Bielin. Some space opening up now in the middle of midfield. Leonard's footwork. Lorient had his hands risen for the pass out to the left hand side. He got it in. Now Gallia, clever reverse. Leonard's movement was in the right time as well, but coming across was Stanovic to intercept. Boo. Stanovic trying to find Santa. Lorient. Long to Kamara. Stanovic. Kolanovic. Over the top towards Alexis Santa. Flag is down. Resnick coming across. Santa waiting for a bit of support. Will serve it in. Chique appeals of a handball, and a penalty is given. A penalty is given from the referee. Santa delayed and served, and penalty is awarded. Believe it will stand, as a referee just had a quick word with his linesman. Santa, in essence, being iced as a red card is brandished to the bench. Certainly a long wait for Santa. Delay, as the ball has been laid on the spot for some time now. Alexis Santa eyeball to eyeball with Dutton Neves. The Peruvian stepping up. Alexis Santa! Side netting. Dutton Neves got a fair touch on the ball, but the artful Peruvian paints a football pitch again from 12 yards out, beating Dutton Neves, who, credit to him, chose the right side and almost got to it, but the power from Santa beating Dutton Neves and doubling the tally for Sandzak, who now re-enter in the lead 2-1 via Alexis Santa. artful Peruvian. As a substitution now for Polonia. Loala has come off. Goldman has re-entered. Goldman and Leonard. I remind you, began the game. Santa. To Mirza Sabovic. Kalinovic. Circulates to the right-hand side. Back to Murat. Presses on from Lorient. Of course, guys, tune in for more game and frame action today. In about half an hour's time, New York International will kick off against Doxa FC, the APSL Metropolitan Conference. So too Zoom Schneider, who will take on Hoboken at 4 p.m. In the APSL Metropolitan Conference. Liberia taking on FC Ulkini at 8 p.m. in this very division, the Cosmopolitan First Division. And finally, the New York Pan Cyprians will take on Central Park Rangers, 8 p.m. Alex Leonard through on goal. Alex Leonard! Nifkovic with a strong wrist and will scurry out to collect. Great work from the Montenegrin shot stopper. But Leonard was through on goal, tried to curl it around, but Nifkovic applied a strong wrist. It's quite the smother from goalkeeper from Montenegro at a very crucial time for his side. Bielin lifts. Back to Nifkovic. Will put his foot through it. Haze's on side. He's offside. Murat gets a challenge. Lorient. Flick by Goldman. Kalinovic. Lorient pressing. Bielin wins the first one. Second ball contested. Falls to Chike. Chike on the turn, the outside of the book cleverly, a couple step overs into the space towards Kamara and dribbling out of play. As we're entering the 70th minute, about 20 minutes left, Sandzak opened the scoring, riposted by Polonia, and finding their second through an Alexis Santa spot kick. 3 goals in this second half. A change on the right-hand side. Madej will re-enter, replacing Lou. Madej who began the game. Here he is. Throwing for Polonia. Back back to Resnick. Resnick. Bielin. Murat. It's 2 attempts. Lennart finds the ball. A 1 and a 2. Sabovic coming across. Good intricate play. However, just picking up the tempo now are Polonia, who are asking some questions of the Sandzak defense.
Corey.
Can be an out-swinging, right-footed delivery from their specialist. Lorient to the second post. Nifkovic collects. Will play a quick one to Heze, who has some space. They can transition now, but Heze just stopped on the ball for a second. Komara on the chase. Standing up as well and getting an important toe for Polonia to get back in their shape. Komara. Boo. Komara. Kalenovic. Chike with a challenge. And Chike will be replaced by Kugler, so indeed, so Kugler has re-entered. Free kick for Sandzak. Kalenovic will tease it in. Heze was up. Corner kick, the outcome. Kick. There's just problem with the corner flag. Some delay, but a loaded area for Sandzak. Curled in. Heze was up. Goldman with the chest. Kugler can pick it up. Pressed by Mirza Sabovic. Lovely endeavor from Sabovic. Or Stanovic. Now to Sabovic. Late challenge. And the free kick. Of course, guys, today's Game in Frame broadcast is brought to you by Petrobax, your gateway to Spain and Portugal. From unforgettable vacations to exclusive soccer group trips, Petrobax gets you closer to the action, the culture, and the biggest teams on the Iberian Peninsula. Visit petrobax.com and start planning your dream trip today. Sabovic will enter the area as a possible short option was there for Kalenovic, but they'll coil one up again. Kalenovic low and flat off the chest. Bielan can get a touch to it. Murat with a cool head to find Kalenovic. A nutmeg. Kalenovic to Hrstenovic, flag down. Jinks onto the left foot. Bielan will clear. Goldman pressed by Mohamed Bou. And Goldman runs out of pitch.
Go back, hey, Mohamed, leave that ball, Emir. Postavito. Bravo, Mohamed. No way.
Get back, Mohamed.
Free kick for Polonia just above the halfway line. Lorient again will load over Madej. Murat clears. Floated in. Nivkovic commanding in the air. Just has to be careful. For the new 8-second rule, as we've seen a couple times actually played in APSL and or Cosmopolitan First Division matchups. If you hold the ball too long as a goalkeeper in possession of such, a corner kick is awarded to the opposing team. Some contact from Eze. Ball is more importantly on the right hand side for Polonia now. Madej low, top of the box. Alex Lenhard off bodies and shins. Kalenovic, lovely weight again to Santa. There is Alexis Santa. On the sprint back is Lorient. Santa will control. Hrstenovic will try one. Kugler back to apply a foot. Kalenovic going over to take. Sandzak not throwing so many bodies to the queue. Understandable. It's queued up to the second. First contact the Polonia head. Yassir will keep it in play and will reload. Bielan and back to his goalkeeper, who with urgency will thump one forward. Sabovic. Back to his goalkeeper, who can just get his team up the pitch now and put his foot through it. Clever header back to his goalkeeper from Lorient. Bielan. Goldman. Back with Bielan. Madej dropping into get a touch. Bielan will lift to Goldman. Murat has to stretch. Dangerous. He goes down. Goldman. And ball will eventually trickle to Nivkovic. Split the line quick. Santa. Lorient again. Good defending. And who certainly has been everywhere in this game, up and down on the left-hand side, inverting at times, and delivering some very devilish set pieces. Polonia advancing again. Murat
Good job, CC.
taken away from him by Kamara. Mohamed Bou is down. Let's see if the play will stop. Kolenovic. A lot of duels and coming togethers now, as it's certainly spicy now. Referee
Off the ball, he's just attacking.
has to put a stop as Mohamed Bou is still on the ground. In all of this, 10 minutes left. An impromptu timeout, if you'd like, as Bou is just getting some liquid. As a couple of players exchanging a quick swig of water, as Glowala will re-enter for the last minutes here. I believe he will have to be replaced if I'm not mistaken, but an impromptu cooling break if you'd like, as it's certainly a hot steamy day here at Randall's Island. Maybe something that was needed for both sides, just to get some liquids on board and try to give everything for the last 10 minutes here. Probably have some stoppages as well, as Mohamed Bou unfortunately can't continue. Will be replaced by Martin Dekanovic, meaning a reshuffle in the middle of midfield. Free kick for Polonia. Believe Bou has a touch of cramp, being stretched out here, but the important action is here, as Lorient will load. Dekanovic, what a first involvement that is, leaping off the bench and thumping a header clear. Thrown in. Sabovic will clear lines. Dekanovic continuing his run. Glowala. I believe Sabovic just has dropped a line. So Rustanovic, Kolenovic and Sabovic, a midfield three. The replacement for Bou was Dekanovic, but he's leading the line, as we know. He's a centre forward. Yassir will clear. 84 minutes gone. Here at Randall's Island, Sandzak in the lead after 3 goals in this second half. They're scoreless first. Polonia trying to find their second equalizer. Madesh to Goldman. Thought about first time little pump up the pitch. The clearance falls to Kugler. Lorient. Kamara exchanging with the fullback. The area goes dangerously, needing a clearance. Kolenovic will lift to Dekanovic, who has some fresh legs, and will win his side a throw-in. Heze going over to take, so change of position as well for Heze. Playing, I believe, off the right now. Lovely work from Dekanovic, who has come in off the bench. On his side, a defending header, cleared lines, ran up the pitch, won a throw-in and another throw-in, higher up the pitch in sufficient area for Sandzak now. They'll have a set piece. Well, they load it into the box or play short. Heze just walking away. Stanovic, who's been on almost all the services. Dekanovic tried first time. Ball played quickly into Bielin. Urgent times for Polonia, have to risk and throw numbers forward. Sounds like retreating in a good shape. Ball circulated to the left-hand side, line splitting pass for Stanovic on a sprint with Kamara, but overhit. 87 minutes as we entered in the 87th minute. About 3.5 minutes of normal time plus whatever the referee wants to add on to this second, as Kamara, who's put a good shift in today, it has to be said. Very industrious player. He's replaced for the last Dekanovic, using his body, going over and winning aside a free kick. Just quickly lacing up the footwear. And Kalanovic will raise the lines and try to locate Dekanovic. It's overhit for him. Bielin. Sabovic has to retreat. Kugler first time to Madej, who has some space. Leonard playing on the last man. First time. An exchange. Stanovic will put his foot through it. And another free kick. As I believe it's going to be a second yellow, as indeed so. Second yellow to Lorient, who's certainly giving his hand. It was a clearance, as Polonia will play the rest of the match with 10. Kalanovic will load. Dekanovic, again, good bit of centre forward work. Heze using his body muscularly. So too Lou. And leave a corner kick for Sandzak.
Daj da igramo u korner loptu, ništa korner, daj loptu dole, Messi, play over there, we play with the ball there, drži loptu, korner jebove dan, drži ju tu drži loptu.
Well played in, Dekanovic in areas where Sandzak feel comfortable with the ball. In a moment like this, throw in. Thrown in. Really nothing changes for Polonia. Have to just risk everything. An unfortunate stumble there as he tried to play his pass forward. Nivkovic will clear. We're into the additional time. Didn't see a demonstration from the referee to signal how much. Goldman will have to clip it into the area. It falls to Madej. What a chance as it fell to Madej, who had a shot on the top of the box and lashed his effort over. Again, very tight margins in that penalty area. It fell to Madej after some good work from Goldman to load it into the area. The question is now how much time will be added on. Nivkovic just getting the hurry up from the referee. We're at his watch now. Nivkovic, Pikanovic, free kick, calling for time. Polonia have one last, possibly set piece to load the area. Glowala to take this one. As, the free kick taker has been red carded. Glowala with air, commanding from Nivkovic, and that is the final whistle. Commanding from the shot stopper to collect, and Sandzak here, the final whistle. Final whistle here at Randall's Island Field 75, the end. Sandzak victorious after 3 goals in the second half. A opening goal from their captain Haris Sabovic, an equalizer coming from Polonia, who asked many questions and tried several routes before the second goal, which came from the penalty spot from the Peruvian Alexis Santa. Final score here at Randall's Island Field 75. Sandzak goal, 3 for 3, 3 wins on the trot, defeating Polonia today here with a final score of 2-1. Stay tuned for interviews.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The salt air case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Welcome back, guys. Final score here at Randall's Island, Sandzak 2, Polonia 1. I'm joined here by 3 key contributors to Sandzak's victorious day. I'll begin with you, Martin. Very difficult day. We know the opposition the last year's regular season champions in Polonia. You guys had 2 very competitive games last year, winning the first one and drawing the second one. What was said before the match, given that if you guys won this game, which you did, you would go 3 for 3 and a perfect start to the new season?
That's right. We had 2 victories. Even a point would have been good, but we knew deep down, and coach mentioned it at halftime, that this is basically a title decision. So if we were to win this match, we kind of felt like it was going to be a title. And when the first goal came, we were happy and we were trying to hold that lead. Obviously things don't go as planned as always, but Danilo made a great save. The ball rebounded and they put the ball in the net. And then coming back with 2-1 with Santi's goal and penalty was under a lot of pressure, was a huge relief for us. From then we knew what we had to do. We had to lock it up and bring that title home early, as you might say.
Very well said. And of course, just talk to me a little bit about your performance. I know you played some minutes in the second team game, the reserve game, if you'd like. And upon entering in the second half, you won a crucial delivery of a defensive set piece. You ran all the way up to pitch to win aside a free kick, a throw-in. Are those things something that you have in your game too? Obviously, you're winning the game at 2-1. How big are those moments to just get a breather, to get the team up the pitch, and eventually you guys saw at the last minutes and came away with a very big 3 points?
Yes, well said. Thank you for that. Coming back after missing the preseason, missing the last 2 games when the guys won, getting some minutes was a blessing for me. I knew I had to take a chance, whatever that meant. Even though I was a player that's number 9, that's up top, I knew that I can contribute with whatever I have to. At 2-1, defending with 11 players, making that header got me going. So I knew I had to cover some ground and do the defensive work most importantly than offensive, because I knew maybe the chance won't even come. And I'm pretty satisfied with with the result. And then if somebody noticed that, thank you. Then that's what counts for me. That's good enough.
Well, very well said. As a goalkeeper, I love those kind of actions. So very well said and very well played. I'll go to the new signings now. Talk to me a little bit about. I believe you're a new signing to this club. Excuse me. How do you see the family, if you like, as Sandzak? And talk to me a little bit about your game.
They're very respectful people. So I try to work hard for them because they work hard for me to let me play. I'm still adapting to new people, but it's not bad. I like playing here. Good league, good intensity. So that's it.
And just introduce yourself a little bit to the Game and Frame community. What is your game like, and what will we see you in the future for the Sandzak roster?
My game I'd probably say I'm aggressive. I go up and down the flanks, but I'm a fullback. That's really it.
Very well said. A fullback, of course, in this day and age has to go up and down. I saw you in the first half as well, go up and down, defending and attacking, and it's a very good touch to have you in the roster. And welcome to Sandzak, and wish you all the best.
Good club. I like playing here.
And finally, let's go to the goal scorer, Alexis Santa, the magical Peruvian that I said in commentary. You, first of all, won the penalty, if you'd like, with your hold-up play, and you served the ball into the box. Sandzak got their penalty. There was a slight delay before you taking the penalty, almost like in a football term, in American football, icing the kicker. What was going through your mind as the ball was set on the penalty spot, given that it was such a very big kick of the football from 12 yards out?
To be honest, I was confident in taking that PK. Obviously, I thank the team Sandzak for allowing me to, to do my thing out there in the field, and especially, big crucial PK for us. It makes us go up 2-1. And like I said, I was just confident. I knew it was going in, so there's nothing that I could,
Very well said. And of course, after your goal, Polonia asked some questions. The defending was stellar. There was a lot of work rate and ambition I saw from the whole team, everyone from the bench to the field to the staff, if you'd like. They were very assertive with giving instruction and motivating. Did you hear that from inside the field as well?
Yeah, of course. The first one to speak up, I feel like it was our captain. He was from the back. He just let the whole team know that whatever happens, we're just gonna have to keep going. And I think that's the big key. For a person to motivate you, especially in a game like this. We need those 3 points to, like he said, like he mentioned. It's like a title race. Everything is so close enough, and having that team from our captain, from our coach, staff, everybody in the field, as well as the people outside and the bench. When you have that, it's like it gives you a little boost, so you could finish the game strong.
And that you did. 3 for 3, 3 wins on the trot now after another 2-1 victory over New York Ukrainians last week. What are the goals for Sandzak? We know last year finished in the top 4. What are the goals for Sandzak this year in the 25-26 season?
Well, at least my ambition, as well as I feel like I always transition it from every team, is to win. I don't come here to waste my time, and I don't come here to waste anybody's time at all. It's just here, win every game and come on top, and then hopefully get promoted to the APSL. So that's the motivation. And
they welcomed you with open arms. Your goal, the important goal for today, and the next 3 points for Sandzak. Martin, I'll wrap up with you. We know the importance of this club. We see fans, people, a lot of community for Sandzak. What does playing for Sandzak mean for you personally? And of course, what are your goals, your personal, your team goals for this upcoming season, which is still very young, but
yes,
it's a beautiful way to start with 3 wins in a row, isn't it?
That's 100%. Last year we clarified our goal after each game. This year we said we're not going to talk. As Santi mentioned, he's a newcomer. The ambitions are clear. 3 victories, strong start, playing against a champion from last year, winning this match. I think we set the goals clear, but community-wise, we have a big support. We have a lot of guys from similar background, and also like some additions from all over the world. We embrace them as our brothers, and they fit in quite well. As you can see, we had a game winner today, Santi, who is not coming from our part of the world, but we take him as one of us, and that's crucial to be at the top. We are not really like set in just keeping locked in. We were open to everybody who adopts this mentality and plays as a team.
Especially a great thing to see in New York soccer. We'll go with the last word. We say in my country, the last word comes from the newcomer. Just the last word from you, and a very good day for Sandzak, right?
It was a good day. I barely played. I only played 10 minutes, but from what I've seen, it was a hard game. There's a lot of challenges, a lot of like brawling kind of, but got the 3 points. So that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Well done, guys. Congratulations on your 3 points. Sandzak, 3 for 3. That does it for us here at Randall's Island. Sandzak victorious with a score of 2-1 over Polonia, last year's regular season champions. Sandzak begin the year 3 for 3, 3 wins on the trot, top of the table. Thank you guys for tuning in.